The weekly candle is looking extremely bullish. I have traded this account to $1 million, guys. No joke. Almost $400,000 on Solana. Once we get over that, it's basically blue skies. Bitcoin doesn't look like that we are getting here any major price action over the weekend, but you are wrong. I will show you definitive proof that Bitcoin is loading right now for a move to the upside. And if you want to catch this one, then you should definitely stick around and make sure that you are watching this video. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here on this Saturday. As I mentioned, I will show you in a second here from where I believe Bitcoin is going to make a massive move here back to the upside. So if you're new to the channel, make sure that you hit up the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also activate the notification bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates. And now let's directly jump here into today's content. So yesterday, the DXY closed as expected below the 108 point mark. We are currently sitting here at 107.5 points. And when you look overall at this structure, then it looks like that the DXY has topped out here at 110 points, and since then has started its downwards trajectory here to the downside. At the same time, we are potentially forming here a head and shoulders pattern over the next coming days. And by the end of the coming week or the following week, we are completing this and getting then a further downwards move here into the target of this head and shoulders pattern, all the way down to around 103, 102 points somewhere into this area. And that will give, of course, again, massive relief for Bitcoin to push here into higher levels. When we're looking at the Bitcoin CME chart, then what we can clearly see here right now is that the CME chart closed $1,000 higher than the current spot price. We closed at $105,500 here Friday. Now, if we would open at the current spot price, then we would open $1,000 below the closing price at $104,500 approximately. And this is the reason why we potentially get here this nice move to the upside to close the CME gap. If we are not getting a CME gap, then also their continuation to the upside is more or less pre-programmed, and I'm going to show you evidence for this also here just in a moment. So when we're going into the weekly chart, also the weekly candle is looking extremely bullish opinion. The RSI is pointing into the upside and crossing above the moving average here. Once again, if we close tomorrow the weekly candle as it stands here, expect that we will see next week a candle pushing above $110,000, especially with the stochastic RSI also printing here a major buy signal on the weekly chart. So on the order book heat map, also here you can currently see and that even if we would move a little bit lower, that the highest concentration of bits is currently stacked at around $104,000. So even if we would come down here another $500, I believe that this level will hold. Let me actually just have a look here. To the upside, the level that will give us some resistance if we want to break higher is around $106,560. So we are currently more or less $2,000 away from that, and to the downside $500 away from that. But I can tell you, once we are starting to break here above $105,000, we're most likely going to trigger some short squeezes on the futures market again, and that will help us to propel the price higher here also on spot, potentially really quickly past the $106,500 mark. On the 4-hourly, let me actually put this back into a 12-hourly chart. Here on the 12-hourly chart, on the VPVR, you can clearly see that we are trying to break above the last most traded area here, that cluster from 103,600 all the way up to $105,400 approximately. This is right now the most traded area on the VPVR profile. Once we're above that, then only the prior highs here can stop us to move past $110,000. Once we get over that, it's basically blue skies ahead for us. On the way to the downside, worst that I can see would be a touch of the EMA ribbon, which is almost coinciding with the bottom of the current trading range at the 12-hourly chart, all the way down to $103,000. If we would get down there, expect a massive bounce, potentially straight back into the top of the range. The indicators are telling us that we should be prepared for potentially another 12, 24 hours of sideways chop, because here we just created a bearish sell signal on the stochastic RSI, but the RSI overall is here going sideways with a slight upwards turn. So when you see something like this, I tend to ignore the stochastic and just follow the RSI and the price action. And as long as price action is holding above $103,000, there's nothing really to worry about for us. And when we're going into the 4-hourly time frame on the MDX scalp gradients, here you can see we are back into a purple phase. We came actually out of a purple phase, went into a small hotter phase, then back into purple. This is usually a consolidation phase. When something like this is happening, you see this also on the on the React indicator, that here the bands are squeezing tighter and tighter, and at some point they start to expanding again. The same what we have seen over here. You see we were chopping sideways, the same what we are seeing now. Then we expanded with one move to the downside, then and we went massively back to the upside. So I'm not expecting right now here a massive move like that to the downside. I expect that we get here a breakout out of that symmetrical triangle and start breaking here and moving, not only breaking, but actually exploding to the upside and moving into the 110, the $120,000 level for Bitcoin. So also here on ZoomX, I'm gonna open soon, really soon, some new trades here. I just wait for a little bit confirmation. You know, I have traded this account to $1 million, guys. No joke. You can go here to my closed order history. You see my last closed trade on Solana here, $250,000, $120,000, $22,000. And this is just, I think, for the last 7 days. Can I see this here? I think it's just the last 7 days-ish, something like this. So, and this is only on Solana, like almost $400,000 on Solana. And then on Bitcoin, I made like $300,000, and on some other coins, you know. I'm gonna take this account, again, from $100,000 to $1 million, so 10x. It took me 2 months to do this here with this account. If you want to be part of this, guys, and you want to 10x your ZoomX account, sign up right now with the link in the description of this video. Get your initial sign-up bonuses and take part here in the CNC Cup. You can still sign up here for another 11 days to take part of it. And then depending on your country, if your country is one of the top ranking countries, by the end of the competition, you will get a share of the prize pool. But you need to deposit at least, I think, $500 into your account, between 100 and 500, I think it is, to be eligible to take part in this cup. So really easy, sign up, deposit a little bit of money, take part in the cup. You don't even have to trade, honestly. You know, you don't have to be trading. If you're in the winning team, you automatically will get a share of the prize. You know, that's what I would also do. So just use the link in the description for that. When we're going into the liquidation levels, so here another reason why I believe that we are going to see soon a move to the upside. We are starting to build here again high leverage liquidity above current price action, around the 105,000 or what is this, $106,000 to $107,000. That is right now where the liquidity is sitting, the high leverage liquidity, and we have a little bit high leverage liquidity just below the current price. So that is something that I could definitely see being tapped here on the upper end. Here, $103,600 would not surprise me if we go down there to tap this and break short-lived below the 50 moving average. It might be just a quick wick that comes straight back up with continuation to the upside, because overall this cluster here is right now the most interesting area for liquidity providers and market makers to drive the price to take all the liquidity that's sitting up here. And you can clearly see that when I go here to a weekly chart. You see here the concentrated areas are currently above us here at $107,500, and then here at $109,800 and at $109,930. These are the most concentrated areas market makers want to drive the price to. I don't see it happening that we're coming here below $100,000 to take out all the liquidity here. Most likely what's going to happen is when price starts to push up here and we start to short squeeze, that all these positions down here, especially the over leveraged ones, they will start closing out their positions and taking the profit and will reposition themselves to open new positions at a later stage. Now on the 1 hourly chart, here things are looking a little bit different. it looks like that the consolidation phase might be here over. And just that you see, so this here might have been the consolidation phase, that area here. Once we are leaving this and getting above $105,300, expect that Bitcoin will not look back and will go all the way up to $110,000. So the indicators are also telling us Bitcoin is ready to turn around. We are holding here a crucial mid-range level of $104,600 currently. Now we are slightly below that again, but the previous candle was slightly above that. But regardless, we are dancing around that level. So as long as we're dancing around and don't get a proper rejection, something down to like $103,500, $103,000, I expect a continuation in the coming hours for Bitcoin with the stochastic pointing to the upside, the MACD soon printing a buy signal, and the RSI will then also turn around again and go to the upside. On Bybit, my Bitcoin trade is still here in nice profits of $2,300. Again, if you want to trade with me on Bybit, guys, there is a link in the description. Make use of that. I give away on Monday, I'm going to give away again 2 times $500 to fund your Bybit account, but only if you have a Bybit account, guys, you know, so make use of it. Sign up right now, because only if you sign up between today and Monday, you're eligible, plus the people from, couple people from before, you know, so make sure that you get your name on the list. Only if you have a Bybit account, I potentially fund your Bybit account with $500, 2 times $500 the coming Monday, guys. Now, when we're going into the Bitcoin dominance, so the Bitcoin dominance is still printing here lower highs. This will continue overall. I don't really care that we moved here a little bit higher today to like 59.1%. Who really cares? Because even if we would come still a little bit higher, I don't believe that we would break above that upward sloping trend line that we are seeing here. Not seeing that at all to be broken unless Bitcoin moves straight to like, unless Bitcoin moves to the Bitcoin Reserve wallet, the US Bitcoin Reserve wallet, because then we're going to see like a $10,000 pump in Bitcoin, then things going to change a little bit. But otherwise, it's not going to happen, guys, you know, so that you're going to see dominance exploding here back to like 60%. And we're going to follow the overall trajectory here to the downside in the next coming weeks. Also, the total free market cap, nothing to worry about as long as we are staying here above $1.04 trillion worth of market cap and staying within that support box. As long as we are staying within that support box, I expect here a breakout by next week into higher levels, past $1.1 trillion to $1.2 trillion. Ethereum also still here ranging in that big support cluster from $3,200 to $3,360. We tried to break out here from that downward sloping trend line and break into the golden ratio yesterday, which failed. But that makes it again more likely that the next attempt is the real one that we are getting and finally breaking through this, and it might be a violent one here straight above the golden ratio into the 0.786. So that is at least what I'm expecting. The longer you squeeze a coil together, the more violent the kinetic energy will be released once you let it go. That's what I'm seeing here. So also on the daily chart, indicators are telling us Ethereum is ready to move here higher. We only need to get above $3,340 to $3,400. And from there, we're going to finally get then that catapult move into much crazier prices. So Solana also holding here really good, the $247 mark. As long as we are staying above that level, there is nothing really to worry about. In the worst case, we get one more dip here to like $240 into that big support zone. From there, we're going to get then the continuation move past $300 in the coming days. So if you get here move to like $240, I hope you have some limit orders there just in case. If not, then you wait for a move above $255 to enter here a new Solana trade. But again, start building slowly. Don't use all your money at once for this trade. Use like 5-10%. And the higher we get here to $270, the more you add to this position. Beyond $270, you are not adding anymore. And from there, you just let this position run as high as it might go. You know, so because this might go straight into new all-time high past $300, guys. That's it already for today's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with more money, not tomorrow, but on Monday.